Life, although it may only be an accumulation of anguish, is dear to me, and I will defend it. This is a quote from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Also made in a lab by mad scientists, we're gonna explore the sound of a synth made of tubes and wires. Hi everyone and welcome, my name is ThomC and today we're going to be taking a look at Tubes and Wires by Rhythmic Robot. In this video we'll be taking a look at the user interface and we'll be talking about the interesting approach that was taken and the signal generators that were used in order to make the sound of this instrument. Then we'll be listening to a track that I made out of presets, and after that we'll be listening to a sort of madness track that I made with patches that I created myself. I hope you'll enjoy this video. Let's now check out this monster of sound. You and I, a delicate rise, I'll never feel. So this is the plugins user interface with 3 oscillators. We've got the advanced oscillator that is basically an advanced H1 tube signal generator. Then you've got the Taylor valve generator and the Goodwill transistor generator, and so for each one of those you've got a filter switch here, then a wave shape switch, a filter ADSR with cutoff and resonance, and then you've got an amp ADSR, then you've got a level or volume control here and a rail voltage control that basically drives the circuit hotter, resulting in analog saturation or valve saturation tube. Then you've got an LFO section here with amp and pitch, amount, rate and fade in for to control the LFO, and then you've got a poly to mono switch here, and if you set it to mono you actually can change the glide. Then you've got a spread or a stereo width control here, and an oscillator drift that is basically an analog pitch control for more instability. And then you've got a chorus and phaser effect, and then you've got the oscilloscopes here showing you the different waveforms. So starting from this one, this is a sine combined with a square wave, and that's a pretty distorted and beaten up wave. And then you've got a square wave here that's also combined with a sine and resulting in that kind of weird shape here, and it sounds hot, weird and metallic, quite dissonant. Then you've got this one that is quite peaky and distorted, but it's great for that classic analog sound. And then you've got a sine here, but that's a bit like a square wave too, because it's been driven as well, and it's because it's quite unstable, and especially when playing at higher pitch. And then you've got a triangle shape that is not really a triangle. It's also a bit weird, so everything here is actually quite dirty. And then you've got a sawtooth here that is great for polyphonic goodness. Okay, I made this example only using presets, actually all the presets of the library. There are not many of them, but they're quite useful, and I'm going to show you what they sound like with this piece. So let's listen to it. Just to show you, I used some pads, bass, leads, some keys, sounds with which I made the theme, and then more pads, a bit more basses, and strings kind of resonating, or a synth with a lot of resonance, and then a solo synth at the end. And then you've got a DX drum machine that is from Samples from Mars, and you'll find the link towards that one in the description. Let's listen to it. I like the evolving sound of those patches, evolving in terms of filtering, in terms of pitch as well, and the way they all blend together. As you've heard, I've not added any reverb, so the sounds are all dry. But you can imagine how it would sound like if there was a bit of reverb. I always try and show you as much as I can not to put too many effects on the sounds so as to show you what they sound like right out of the box. So yeah, when playing with a synth for the first time, I like to try and create some chaos. So yeah, in this example, I've actually quickly made some patches, and I've used a few different effects, like I've EQ'd the different instruments and used a bit of compression here and there, and the drums come from Stephen Slate, but wanted to show you what it could sound like when you actually try to make your presets and maybe, have fun with it. So, is Tubes and Wires made for you? Well, we could say that this instrument is actually the opposite of clean. The developers have taken particular care of choosing unstable, buzzy, distorted and dirty waveforms for this instrument. So unless you're looking for a very clean digital synthesizer, this one will be for you. From the filters, the per oscillator voltage control, the oscillator drift, the waveforms that were chosen, everything feels analog in this synth, and it also feels like its electric soul was made in a lab many years ago. So if you're looking for inspiration, Tubes and Wires is a synthesizer that has a story to tell. Thank you everyone for your support, don't hesitate to subscribe, and thank you Rhythmic Robot for such a beautiful instrument. You'll find all the links to purchase the library in the description, and if you'd like me to do another video about Tubes and Wires, don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.